I've been working from home on and off for the past 8 years, but more so recently with the COVID-19 situation, and it's reminded me of the importance of creating good working from home productivity habits. So I thought I'd share some tips I use in case someone else could benefit from them. I'd also love to hear about any tips you have for remaining productive when working from home, so please leave them in the comments down below. The first tip is to separate your work and home spaces. This seems obvious, but it's really important because your home is full of non-work related triggers that can pull you away from what needs to be accomplished. One way to avoid falling prey to home habits is to remove yourself from a space that you associate with home life, like the couch, and create a new space that you only use for work. This is equally important for your home time psyche because you'll need somewhere to escape from work when it's time to unwind. If you have a home office, this is fairly easy, but one trap you may fall into is working on home or leisure related tasks in your home office. Ideally, this space should only be for work. For me, this means I work from my desk, and I do Amazon shopping from the couch at the end of the day to avoid creating a habit of shopping online when I need to be productive. If you don't have the space for a dedicated home office, the key is to identify your favorite leisure spot and then work elsewhere. Sometimes the simple act of sitting in another chair, even in the same room, can be sufficiently novel to allow you to enter a productivity workflow state. Building on this, and without going too deep into ergonomics, I found that it's important to keep a clean, well-lit, and comfortable workspace. Generally, I try to keep my desk facing into the corner of a room to avoid visual distractions, and this extends onto the desk itself. I'm at my most productive when I only keep my essential items nearby, like my agenda, water bottle, keyboard and mouse, my phone upside down, and maybe a candle. And it's equally important to keep your desk well lit and to ensure that you have sufficient room to move around throughout the day to avoid straining your eyes or back. Don't be fooled. With a bed nearby, work can feel like a marathon. You need to stay alert. And when it comes to remaining in a productive flow, my favorite tool is a simple task list or agenda. Even if you're able to isolate yourself, without being in a busy office, it can be hard to resist little breaks. So knowing what I need to accomplish next as I cross one task off my list really helps me to remain focused. When I think of working from home, there's a certain association with all-day pajamas, but I've found I'm actually more productive if I get somewhat dressed up to go to work. There's something about the ritual of changing into public-worthy clothes that helps get me in a more focused mood. I wouldn't go so far as wearing a suit or tie unless the occasion calls for it, but a pair of chinos and a nice sweater help get me in a work mindset. That's not to say that some combination thereof may be what's best for you. Finally, the thing I struggle with the most is remembering to pack a lunch. This may sound silly when you're a 10-second walk from the kitchen, but meal prepping is equally important if you work from home. I've spent far too much time gazing longingly into the fridge without a plan for lunch because I knew there was a full kitchen nearby. If you don't normally cook a meal when you go into the office, then the act of cooking is probably going to pull you out of your productivity mindset. This also extends to dishes. Perhaps it's procrastination at work again, but I prefer to leave my dishes for the evening to avoid further breaking up any work momentum I have at midday. And that's it. Like I said, if you have some tips of your own, please leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you found this video useful, please hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next time.